Do you know what? I thought, sod it. Why wait till tomorrow? I can do my first one today, as I've got half an hour before my friend comes. So, I'm going to do the relationships today. So, this is going to cover a whole load of problems in relationships. There is hundreds to contend with, whether you fall in love with someone and realise they've got a mushroom cock and your sex life's going to be shit, or one of you suffers with fishy fanny syndrome or cheesy knob, which does happen. Because I don't know about anyone else, I'm going to be really blunt here, but I don't care what anyone says. When you've had a bit of nookie, and this is coming from, because I've spoke to a lot of my friends when we have coffee mornings, so this is true, that when you do the do, and obviously he does the do inside you, that smell takes ages to go. I don't care what femme fresh you're using, how good your shower head is to turn upside down to get it out. It still comes out days after, and it stinks. It proper stinks. Now, this can cause problems because obviously, if you've got, you can clean, femme fresh it, even though that stuff's well expensive. £3.20 unless you get it on offer, and then I bulk buy. But, it is a problem because you're not going to want to do muff dives. Now, muff dives, we'll go on to muff dives quickly. I find a lot of women suffer from lack of muff dives from their fella. The fella wants a quick blowy. Give us a blowy, love, while the football's on. All that malarkey. When you first start going out with someone, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? We all know it's brilliant. You get your butterflies. Oh, it's lovely, lovely. You proper wash your minge all the time. Make sure it's clean. He makes an effort. You smell nice. You put a bit of deodorant on, bit of spray, whatever. Effort is maximum. And then where does that effort go? It goes. It just goes. I know life gets in the way. We've got bloody bums to clean and there's shit and everything to deal with and bills and going near and that, but that effort goes. And that is the hardest part of a relationship, is to keep that effort going. Because once you get in the cycle of, oh God, I can't be bothered to wash my minge today, or we can't have sex because it's a bit stinky winky, or can't be arsed or whatever, you're on a downward slope. You're on a downward slope, and that's, and it only takes another girl to come in with a clean minge and she'll have him. Blokes are a bit like that, as we all know. But going back to problems, that I think the main problem is the effort part. People forget to keep it spicy. They forget to. Am I shaking? Like I've got Parkinson's, because I might be in my hand actually. But they do. People just forget to make that effort, and it is an effort, and it's hard work. Do you know what I mean? You get these people that have been together for years. I mean, I know people that have been together for years and years and years, maybe not even living together, which I think there is some good in that in some way, because you don't get the farts as much. You don't get they don't get the waft of shit when they've had a poo and you think, oh, you dirty old bastard. That type of thing. You haven't got to watch and waddle around the front room after a shower with with a little lob on because the shower water was maybe a bit cold, or whatever. But it is about effort, and it is about doing sometimes things that you don't want to do to sort of make it a bit exciting. I mean, if you think about it, sucking a willy, they pee out their willies, don't they? You know, and you're not telling me that fellas proper buff it up after they've had a pee, and then they might come down, lob it out, gives a go on that. Do you know what I mean? You might as well suck on a pound coin. It's the same, but obviously you can get off on, they're getting off on it, you know, that type of thing. And it works with muff dives, so you can't expect a blowjob. And then, you know, the girl might like muff dives, but you're not into that. She might have a hairy Mary. Don't get me started on hairy Marys. I'm sorry, but I don't do pubic hair. I can't even talk about it without gipping a bit. Pubic hair is a bit of the 70s, and I know there will be some people out there that are one of these new age people that think they should be, and there is some, I know blokes who I used to work with, and they like a bushy minge. Now, 70s, it was all in, wasn't it, and stuff like that, and I can remember the first guy asking me to shave my minge when I was about 3. No, I was about, God, how old was I? Maybe about 16. Let's call it legit. 16. And I thought, what do you mean shave my minge? I thought, I'm not shaving my minge. But I realised when it gets further on that, you know, people like it like that, or they like what they called, the strip, Brazilian strip, even though I've not seen my fanny for about 25 years. But yeah, it's all, I think it boils down to people, hygiene, making an effort with your hygiene, and making an effort with your sex life, and being able to talk. I mean, my gran, bless her, she always used to say to me, Claire, she said, looks fade, but when you get older, you need to be able to talk to each other. And I think if you can't talk openly and talk honestly and just talk about general shit, then you're going nowhere, because when you're old, you know, and it don't work and the sex is gone, all you've got is each other. So you need to be able to sit and talk. So that is mainly a problem if you can't do that. The other thing is affairs. People, I can't say anything because people watching this will know, but you know, people do wander off because they think that it's a buzz, and it is a buzz. I'm not. It is a. Of course, it's a buzz. You know, you've been going out with someone for like, I don't know, a year, say a year, and the effort stopped. This, you know, you're wiping your minge with a pair of boxer shorts of theirs. It's got into a habit. They know your kids, you know their kids, you've mixed kids, you know, you maybe had a kid together, that's another bloody story. But it all boils down to making it excitement, so that, I mean, blokes, bless them, they're not the brightest of buttons, are they? And I mean, what they think is, you know, there's another bird, she's giving me a bit of attention. That excitement, little buzz is there again, and they go and they have that affair. Maybe they only have a quick poke. Everyone makes mistakes, so I wouldn't necessarily, people say, oh God, if my so-and-so cheated on me, you know, after a night out, I would proper finish with him, I'd chop his bollocks off and I'd kill his family. I think shit, if I'm honest, shit does happen. Shit can happen. You can go out on a night out, you could maybe have a few too many drinks. What did I say bennies for? You could have a few too many drinks. That drink can have an effect on how you act. A bloke comes up, gives it a bit of the old, you know, jive in from behind. You're in a bit of a state. Before you know it, you've had sex with him. Maybe it is, maybe in an alleyway, whatever. And then, of course, shit, you know, you wake up hangover from hell, lost all your money, phone's probably got a crack in it, and you think, shit, I've done something bad with someone I don't know, or someone, that one night thing, and you've risked losing a whole relationship for that one quick sesh. And I think personally it's best, I mean, do I think it's best to come clean? Not always, actually. I mean, if you genuinely feel inside that that was a mistake, and that you're not going to, make a bloody habit of doing it, and it was a mistake, you feel the guilt, you still love your partner, whatever, then maybe don't say nothing. But if it turns, if it's one of those things that you've done it around your local, or, oh God, do you know what I mean? Your mates or his mates, or come clean. Just come clean. Just say, look, I fucked up. I got wankered. I was off my trog. And, it happened. And I'm really sorry about it. And it is what it is. There was nothing else to it. And it ain't going to happen again. And of course, you're going to have to put some effort in by maybe not even going out for a while, so they can build that trust up, because obviously you've just killed them off. But you need to get it out, because it's better coming from you than coming from someone else. So going back to give and take, maybe, right? So anal, I know a lot of blokes like anal, and it is like going for shit backwards. I don't care. Those blokes are like, oh, I love a bit of anal, but you stick anything up my arse and I'll bloody do you. I mean, what do you mean stick something up your arse and you'll do me after you want to put your 3 inches in me? I mean, no. It's give and take. And, not a lot of people, when you say anal, I mean, a lot of people think, oh, God, is he going to pull it out and it'll be a bit of sweet corn, or, something a bit wrong? But, you either love, and I think it's how comfortable you feel with that person, and how much of a thing it is for them, and whether you want to do it, really. Don't do it if you don't want to. I mean, you'll have to gauge how, because again, you're going to have to gauge how much of an anal lover they are, because if they really want to do the butty, then, and you're saying, no, get lost, they might wander off, and some, naughty birds might be, yeah, I love the anal, and then might give it to him. So it's all a bit of trying to understand and find out why they like the anal. Mainly, it might be because, some people say it's tighter, which either means they've got a tiny dick and they're not feeling anything, or I'm afraid you might have a big minge. And, yeah. And I mean, I've had lads before years that have cheated on me and made me feel, you question yourself, don't you? I mean, it's like a little skinny blonde thing and that. And she's got a lovely figure, and you think, oh, God, no wonder he shit on me. But then my way of coping with that is I think, yeah, she looks hot. Pretty. Good figure. Cow. But I bet she's got 20-inch flaps. I bet her minge is manky. And that's how I cope with it. So I think, right, well, you want to go and do the dirt and with manky minge, then do it, and they're not worth it, really, are they? Because there's women can be as bad. I'm going right off the cuff here, aren't I, go around? But women can be as bad, if not worse. So I'm not slagging all you blokes off, because at the end of the day, blokes can get, women are quite clever at a few head games and taking the piss, and but Yeah. So I mean, if you've got a sort of, I can't say this word. I'd love to, but I'm gonna have to learn it. Pacific, Pacific, Pacific. You know what I'm on about, though. Specific. I've never been able to say this word. It's not specific. Like what the ocean is. But if you've got one of them problems, certain area, then just if you leave a comment, I can start talking about that. But the whole thing is effort, cleanliness, and being honest with each other. Don't. I always think if you're going to shit on someone, at least have the decency to say to the partner, look, this isn't floating my boat no more. I don't think we're making any effort with each other. You know, I've been thinking about other women, and either talk it through and see if you can sort of renew some spark. I'm talking about, try and be a bit more open minded. Be like, there's some clubs out there, and yes, I have been to them. They're called swingers clubs. Now, it's not like where you put all your keys in a basket, and swing it about like that. But they're like sex clubs, and you can go with your partner or go alone, and they really do spice up your sex life completely. They're like a pub, but with an upstairs area or outside, and it does get things a bit more, you know, a bit more naughty. God, my stomach's going. This freaking diet's killing me. So yeah, there are things you can do. I'm not saying, if you want to, a lot of blokes say, don't they? Oh, I'd love to see two women in bed with each other. I'd love to see you and another bird. Yeah, they would. They bloody well would. Whether they could cope with that when it actually happens is another thing. But if you are going to do something like that, I would recommend very highly that you do not do it with someone you know. I would like hire someone, or I would maybe go to one of these clubs and do it. And it doesn't mean you're a lesbian or bisexual. It just means that you want to try something new. And for God's sake, you're only here once, so I say give it a go if that's what you want. I really want to get that spot off me. Do you know what it looks like? Doesn't it look like one of them Indian? I hate it. I hate it. Actually, I am going to get it off. I don't. I just hate that spot there. Actually, I've got one there and one there, and they just that looks like no, you can't have council house. But this looks like everyone says, "Is that a wart? Is that a wart?" No, it's fucking not a wart. It's a freaking actually, it's called a rodent ulcer. I went to the doctors and they said it's a form of like cancer, but not dodgy cancer, but it's just like a cancer. So I can get that off free, but these are going to be 250, and I inherit these off an aunt of mine, my real dad's aunt. She is. I'm not being one of them people. They have them big things like that with big hairs coming out of them when you're about 85. Shit me. But going back to the whatever. Just ask me anything about like your relationships and any problems you've got in them, or you know can't find a fella, can't find a woman. You're a woman, you can't find a woman. You're a gay, you whatever. I'm all down with this LGBT stuff, but I'm not feeling this. I'm a man Monday, I'm a girl Tuesday, I'm a man Wednesday. I can't get my head around that, and I'm open minded. But I think that's like a fashion phase of like attention seeking. I really can't be doing with that. You're either gay, straight, bi. Um, you're not. You can't be both. It's a makeup to make you gay, or a makeup to make you. It's the genes inside you that make you gay or lesbian. They don't mix around like a bloody mixing bowl overnight, and you wake up feeling like a bloke. So don't be asking me any questions about stuff like that. And if you leave me any nasty messages because you're one of them, then sod off, because I'm not talking about that shit. But I will talk about, you know, it is hard to, you know, I've got a beautiful friend and she's gay and she's beautiful. You wouldn't tell in a million years that she is gay, and she's actually my ex because I was in a gay relationship for 13 years. And she's beautiful. She is beautiful inside and out. But because she is so beautiful, she doesn't look gay one iota. Not, you know, she don't. I've told her to try and wear a t-shirt with something on, like a cockerel with a cross on it, to say no, you know, anything that would give it away, but she won't. And she finds it extremely hard to meet any pretty gay women because she's got a certain type. And you know, it is, that must be super hard out there because, you know, just because you're gay doesn't mean you want a fella looking one. You know, you might want someone else. But yeah, so that's another hard thing. Gay men, I find they'll they don't really have much trouble, do they? I mean, I've had gay mates, oh fuck hag me, but they'll go in the loo and they can turn a straight bloke in 2 seconds. You know, it's great how they do it, but they don't seem to have as much trouble, I don't think, as lesbians. What else do we need to know? Sex addiction. Now, I have sex addiction. It's registered at the GP. And it doesn't mean that I need poking every 2 seconds. It's a pain in the arse. It means that I don't see objects the same way you do. So if I walk anywhere or if I look at something, it's in a different way than you would see it. And it can be a pain in the arse, literally. But, you know, you deal with it. And as I've got a bit chunkier over having kids, it's lowered a bit. But, you know, that is a thing. That is a thing. It's not someone just being greedy. It is an actual... I've got to swap arms because this one's well killing me. It is an actual addiction, like cigarettes and drugs and whatever. But yeah, I need some questions, don't I, really? Because I could waffle on about all sorts, but if someone's got a question, I think you can actually leave things at the bottom, can't you? Like, please, can you talk about my husband's, you know, into wanking, I don't know, bloody questions. And then I'll answer them as I go along. And tomorrow I'll talk about a different subject, but today it was about, well, relationships, but went a bit off key around the houses. But we sussed out that it is about hygiene, and it is about communication, and it is about accepting that that little buzz that you get when, you know, you first meet does go, and it turns into maybe a tinier buzz. But you need to keep the buzz going, and that's the effort. So that's definitely my only blog for today, and tomorrow I'll be talking about something else. But if anything I've touched on, then ask me a question. All right. Now please press subscribe, please, and talk to you soon. Goodbye. That is all from Claire today.